everyone. This is Ruby Bhatia, television presenter and happiness life coach. And welcome to my brand new podcast called Reflections with Ruby Bhatia. This is an exclusive women-only podcast where we interview women from all walks of life from around the world, asking them to share their journey with us and inspiring, encouraging, and motivating other women. This is an association with IIW Inspiring Indian Women, which is a not-for-profit NGO based in the UK and in India. Today we have with us the sparkling and lovely Kshama Singhi. Now, Kshama, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ruby. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yes, thank you. Kshama is a relationship coach. Let me tell you a little bit about her journey. She doesn't just talk about transformation, she lives it. After a difficult childhood where she faced a lot of challenges, she lost a parent, traveled across the continents, and then a challenging marriage. Finally, she emerged victorious in her own way as a single mother and helping others to heal their relationships. So, Shama, tell me what you do as a relationship coach.
So, Ruby, my aim is to empower individuals, especially women, who are having relationship challenges. Now, they could be in a relationship but not feeling very happy. They could be coming out of a relationship, so going through divorce or separation, or they could be single, wondering why they are not in a relationship and why they keep attracting the wrong kind of men in their lives.
Okay, so where are you based?
I'm based in the UK.
Okay, whereabouts?
I live just outside London, actually, very close to Heathrow. It's a military town called Sandhurst.
Okay, so आप जो relationship coaching करते हैं आप online करते हैं offline करते हैं या both?
Uh, I do mainly online, and my clients are across the globe. So a lot of Indian clients, because मैं Indian home, so I attract a lot of Indian people because we have the same culture. So I understand their culture, they understand my culture. But also I have clients from US and Australia.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit and start from the beginning. Tell me where you were born, where you were brought up, and what has the journey been so far for you as a person?
So as you can see, I'm definitely Indian, originally India, born and brought up in Mumbai. So lived in Mumbai for the first 26 years. It's still one of my favorite cities in the whole wide world.
Yeah,
Um,
we had, by the way, we had met earlier,
and
many
we
years
met
ago.
earlier.
I
Yes,
had come to college, right? HR
yes,
college.
HR college. Yes, you were there. That's why when I heard your name, Ruby Bhatia, I was like, yes, I know her. Yes, I have to be on her podcast.
That generation is so magical, the 90s and the early 2000s, where we
Absolutely.
were all like, and now it feels like all of us are reconnecting after going through our own journeys. Like I got married, I have kids, and now I think to me, I'm just sharing that to me, now reconnecting with my generation, okay? And how do I make them happy now? It was easy to be happy at 20,
Yes.
right? But how do we be happy now? And everyone's gone through a lot, everyone has overcome a lot. So it's wonderful to reconnect with people from that time and see how we've managed to make things work in our own lives, which is fabulous. So anyway, you were saying that you grew up in Mumbai and then you shifted out of the country at what age?
Yes, so I got married. My ex-husband was living there already, so I moved to UK with him, and I was married for 10 years. So my struggle as somebody who's moved countries, the language and the culture is foreign, totally alien. Although my English was very good, it was still the culture was so alien, and the whole corporate culture was totally different out there.
I can just imagine. Yeah, the corporate culture. And there's like I shifted from Canada to India when I was 20. Cultural differences are very subtle. There's like, you won't even know. You've offended somebody, you don't know what you said or did wrong. And it takes decades to figure out. And sometimes you just can't figure it out. You just have to accept that you're different and hope and pray that people know that you're genuine.
Exactly, exactly. It's like as Indians, so as Indian myself, I don't say enough of thank you and sorry, or I didn't used to. And I went there and people found me rude because I don't say thank you, I don't say sorry enough, and I don't say thank you enough. And so now I've learned how to say thank you and sorry. But that was a journey, that was a learning in itself, you know.
So on a side note, I find I say sorry a lot here, and in India people say, "Are sorry, mat bolo, sorry." I'm like, how else do I tell you that I didn't mean to hurt you? So yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So, and then you shifted to the UK, and you've been there ever since, or have you traveled? Have you been staying anywhere else?
So UK has been my base ever since, but I've traveled the globe because my job took me everywhere. So across the globe, we traveled quite a lot, which was a good experience. Sorry.
What was your job at that time?
So I work for the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry, doing digital healthcare, coming up with innovation, how to improve patient outcomes, etc. So how can we use technology to improve the lives of people?
So, are you still doing that also along with relationship coaching?
I am at the moment, yes.
Okay, okay, that's fantastic. And you have how many children do you have?
I have one daughter.
How old is she?
She's a teenager, so 15.
Okay. So, how has that been as a single mother raising a teenager?
In some ways, I would say it's going to be it was easier because my ex-husband and my values obviously didn't align. So it was much easier because she knows the difference. This is my values and this is his values. So we don't have to work together as a household. So in that respect, it was easier. But being a single mother is never easy. You'll end up doing everything, especially in the UK where you don't have family, you don't have any help. And it's not as easy as it is in India. You don't get a driver to take you around and stuff like that. So it has been challenging, but I don't think I would have had it any other way. So um, I've come to a stage where I've gone through the hard part of life, and now it's getting easier because she's growing up and she can have her own life and she can do things on her own. So it's much easier now.
So, tell me some of the challenges you've gone through when you were younger, you lost a parent. What are the challenges that you have faced that have helped you to be a better relationship coach?
So if I talk about losing a parent, so I lost my dad when I was 14, and I didn't know it at the time. But I think the biggest difference was my dad was supposed to be my provider, my protector. He was the man in my life. I was a princess till the time he was alive, and then suddenly he was gone. So I shifted from my feminine energy to my masculine energy without even knowing it because I knew I had to provide for myself. And my mom was emotionally very weak at the moment. So I had to do things by myself.
Okay, and what else? What else have you faced in your own that helps you with your relationship coaching?
So I think the biggest challenge has been my marriage itself. I was married for 10 years. And in the marriage, I thought this was, we grow up watching Bollywood films and Disney films. So we have a particular perception of how life and love should look like. And
Right, right. True. Very good point.
and in my case, for me, life ended after marriage because I haven't seen a lot of movies after marriage. So for me, life ended after marriage. So this is how I was living.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. That's true. So, how
Yeah.
did you pick up the pieces and move on?
Sorry.
How did you pick up the pieces and move on?
So it was difficult. So well, eventually what happened was, it wasn't a happy marriage, but it was, for me, it was the way it is supposed to be. I just lived and I accepted it, very unhappy. And then he chose to have an affair. So to be fair, if he wouldn't have had an affair, I would have never left him. I would have never thought of a divorce because of the cultural background that we are coming from. And in spite of
Right.
being very independent, very strong, I still would have never divorced him. So I'm glad he cheated and he left. But when he did that, for me, my whole world came to an end because life as I knew was coming to an end. The life I had dreamt of or I had thought of, my future is going to be this way with him in my life, it all came to an end. So I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what my future looked like. And the fear of unknown was very big at that point. And I didn't know
Well,
how I would bring up my 5-year-old daughter.
financially taken care of, or that also was a struggle?
Luckily, I had a very good career. Um, and I had a very good boss. In fact, when I found out that he is cheating on me, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, I'm resigning and I'm going back to India because I have no idea. I have no family over here, very few friends. I didn't know what to do. And my boss was like, no, you can't do that. I'm going to give you 2 weeks off. and then we are going to talk again 2 weeks. So she refused to accept my resignation, which I'm so thankful for.
Wow, that's interesting. That's an interesting turn of events. Like, that's how God works in his own ways.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think, Ruby, what I realized after a few years of working on myself, what I realized was God was always protecting me. The universe was always protecting me in some form or the other, in big ways and small ways. Like small little things like this, my manager refusing to take my resignation is it was great. I mean, thank God she didn't, because otherwise I would have been without a job, without a family, and without money.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm really interested in what you have to say about being a relationship coach. So, what is relationship coaching all about, and what are your um, coping strategies, or can you share a few things that you suggest to your clients when they come to you?
Absolutely. So for me, and the foundation of my coaching is the fact that every relationship is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself.
Okay, interesting.
And if you don't know, and if you don't improve the relationship you have with yourself, nothing else is going to work out in your life.
Oh, this is deep. That's that's a very interesting way of. Okay. So, what else? What else do you tell your clients? Because I know, because I do some coaching myself, and I know that there's a few things that I tell everybody across the board that just applies to everyone. So I'm trying to get some, free advice over here.
I'm sure, Ruby, you don't need advice. You've done your work. I think you've already been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about you, right? It's about being yourself. It's not about, I think most of us, and including me when I was in that shape, and all the clients I've spoken to, when they come to me first, it's all about he did this, she did this is the problem. They are not understanding, he's not understanding, the situation is not good. The focus is all outside, he, she, them. It's never about me. It's never about who am I being. It's not about where can I take responsibility for my life. It's very easy to blame and put the blame outside. So that is the biggest thing. And I think that is also one of the hardest thing that I found with my clients is how do we shift the focus from them to me? And the minute we shift the focus from them to me, that's when your life starts falling in place. That's when everything in your life starts falling in place.
Okay, so let's look at a scenario here, because I live in Mumbai, okay, and I've been working with women for the past 30 years. You have husband, children, in-laws, maybe even bedridden, parents, maybe even bedridden, and there's absolutely no time for me. There's just no time to even eat, sleep, shower. So in a situation like that, how does a woman manage things? How does she think about me when there's just no time for me?
So when I say think about me, I'm not talking about having 5 hours in the day just focused on me. I'm not talking about only going for spa every day. I'm not talking about going to the parlor every day. I think it's your thought process that needs to shift from them to me. Uh, and also, you don't need too much time. You just need an intention. So once you have the intention, you will find 10-15 minutes or half an hour for yourself in the day. You will, if you have the intention. I think most of the times, what we're doing, especially as Indian women, and certain cultures are more so than the others, is we are so focused on the family that we feel guilty in asking time for ourselves. In fact, people will make us feel guilty. It is very normal, but it's a matter of time when they will start understanding. So if I set boundaries today, they might not accept today, but tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or one day down the line, they will accept it. That this is who she is. She needs half an hour for herself, and that's it.
And Shama, that half an hour can be any time. I remember when my kids were small, I would get up at 4, नींद खुल जाती थी, and then I would be like 4 to 5 would be my me time, and then I'd go back to sleep with them. But you need not only time for yourself, you also need support. And I think, जैसे आप, I mean, आपने सही बोला, Me time is often considered to be salon, uh, going out with your friends. No, me time just means time for your mental and physical health. And having a coach can be your me thing. Like sometimes you just need support. So if any of you women are struggling out there and you just don't know what to do, having Kshama Singhi by your side might just give you the support you need. You know, sometimes जैसे आपने बोला कि मैं बिल्कुल आपकी इस बात से सहमत हूँ कि बॉलीवुड या मीडिया की वजह से हमें लगता है कि लाइफ बस ऐसी ही होगी और हमारे पेरेंट्स भी बोलते हैं हमें जब हम छोटे कि हम बड़े होंगे, अच्छे से शादी होगी, अच्छा कैरियर होगा, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छे से खुशी खुशी होगा। लेकिन हकीकत तो कुछ और होता है कि everything is a challenge, everything is a struggle, it's not easy. You have to, what I always say, blood, sweat, and tears to get anything done, whether it's your career, your health, your family, everything requires so much of effort, so much of faith. So, बिल्कुल आपने बिल्कुल सही बोला। तो मैं आप सबको यही सजेस्ट कर सकती हूँ that don't try to do it alone. If you need a coach, you need a coach. And Kshama Singhi is providing that kind of support that will help you to get through whatever you're facing. And that can be your me time. Just talking to your coach can be your me time to refuel your energies. And
Yeah.
what are some of the most difficult, cases that you've come across, and how did you help to solve those problems?
So there are certain cases where I think emotionally it's done so much damage कि ultimately आपको डॉक्टर के पास, साइकियाट्रिस्ट के पास, थेरेपी के पास जाना ही पड़ता है। And just to build on Ruby, what you're saying is कि हम लोग उसको इतना लेट गो करते हैं, समथिंग लाइक दिस, अपने मेंटल हेल्थ को, अपने इमोशनल हेल्थ को इतना लेट गो करते हैं that we reach a stage where we finally need specialist therapists, doctors, psychiatrists or whatever we need. तभी भी आपको अपना टाइम निकालना ही पड़ता है, तभी भी आपको वो 1 घंटा जाना ही पड़ेगा डॉक्टर के पास। फिजिकली व्हेन यू आर सिक, इट्स ऑल लिंक टू योर मेंटल हेल्थ। इफ यू आर सिक फिजिकली, आपको 1 घंटा डॉक्टर के पास जाना ही पड़ेगा। इससे अच्छा आप रोज अपने लिए आधा घंटा, 15 मिनट या जो भी निकाल सकते हो, या हफ्ते में एक बार 1 घंटा, इफ यू कैन डू दैट, इट्स प्रिवेंशन इज बेटर देन क्योर।
Yes.
या
So you advocate what kind of regime or what kind of suggestions do you have that women should incorporate into their daily lives to take care of their mental, physical, and spiritual health?
So every situation, like you said, is going to be different because सबकी situation में कुछ होता है, especially when you live in India in joint families. ऐसी families होती है where, you know, elders need to be taken care of, या kids need to be taken care of. So there is no one set routine that everyone can follow. But I would say downtime, mental downtime is very important. So even if it's, जैसे आपने बोला, morning में सुबह 15 minutes, wake up 15 minutes early and give yourself that 15 minutes, just you sit there quietly and downtime, just not thinking too much, just enjoying the morning, enjoying the hearing the birds, nature may, if you can, depending, just switch
Switching
off.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just even that as a start is going to make so much different if you do it continuously. एक दिन कर कर नहीं होने वाला है, just to tell people, because a lot of people have come back to me said, oh, we did this yesterday, nothing happened. So no, it's not going to happen if you do it once.
Yes. I call it processing. We need time to process everything.
Yes. And also,
Yeah.
if you do it in the morning, you'd be surprised how good your day goes. You
Yeah.
know, जो छोटी छोटी बातें आपको irritate करती है, and I can say for myself also, when I don't do meditation for a few days continuously, I get irritated. I mean, I'm not a very happy person then. You know, I get irritated about small things.
Yeah. What meditation do you do, if I may ask?
Just 10, 20 minutes, minimum of 20 minutes, sitting quietly. Sometimes when my mind is very active, which happens a lot, you know, when you can't sit quietly, that is when I do guided meditation. So some of the meditations I like is Deepak Chopra's meditations and Wayne Dyer. I don't know if anybody's heard of Wayne Dyer, but
Yes. What's the name of his book?
he's written a few, Wishes Fulfilled and Change.
Maybe some. It's all going around in my head now. I'm talking 30 years ago. What was his first famous book? Was it Conversations with God?
That was Neil Donald Walsh.
Okay, Wayne Dyer. Huh. Okay, I know. I've read one of his books, The Road Less Traveled. I don't know. There was like
No.
4 or 5 that I had read. And I remember Wayne Dyer being I didn't know that he's still, I've been a little clued out myself since I got married and had kids. So, so I do remember, okay, so you follow him as well.
Yeah, he's no longer alive, so he's passed away. But there is this one meditation. He has this meditation called I Am. So if you Google I Am meditation by Wayne Dyer, you'll find it. I find that very soothing. It's got this lovely music. I find that very soothing.
Okay, Shoma, what do you do for your physical health? What is your exercise program?
So I go to the gym.
I must say, you look gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I go to the gym. So for me, especially on the days when I'm having a bad day, I think
Yeah.
going to the gym is really important because it helps me release some of the frustration that I'm starting to build up. So instead of building it up for a couple of days, I do strength training, so which is weightlifting, uh, sort of. So I do that a couple of days a week, and then I do swimming the
Wow.
other days. Yeah.
So I just want to share with my viewers that even I do some coaching, and there's something that works for me as a person. It's called body and soul. Okay. If we can, now it's not always possible, but if we can get to the point where we do 1 hour of gym and 1 hour of any public place of worship, okay, temple, mosque, gurdwara, church, doesn't matter. Whichever is suitable to you and your culture and background. Those who are doing this every day have a better chance of surviving the next 22 hours. Like 1 hour in the gym and 1 hour group prayer and meditation. And if you can do that for body and soul, then it builds up your immunity to face the next 22 hours because we really don't know what's coming and when. So I think having these kind of pillars, I completely agree with you. Having quiet time, just allowing everything to settle, and then 1 hour in the gym or guarded. I mean, the gym is better because you just get more done. But even if it's going for a jog or a walk and taking care of your physical health, and then spiritually also, whatever connects you to the divine, um, doing it properly really, really helps us to face the battle of life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, Ruby, to your point, it's not about going to the gym every day. It's not about, if you can't and that's your lifestyle, don't use this as an excuse. Just go out for a 15-minute walk in wherever you live. Even that is going to help.
Shama, sometimes I do my exercise in 1 minute. I just do jumping jacks. I just
Exactly.
do jumping jacks, touch my toes, jumping jacks, touch my toes. 1 minute, I'm done, take my shower, I'm out. So you have to, come up with your strategies of how you're going to help yourself to survive.
Yes. Yeah.
This is fantastic, Shama. So thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Because Reflections with BHATIA, that's the name of the show. This is an opportunity for women to share what they're doing and to reach out, network with other women around the world. So is there anything you'd like to say to the women outside who are watching this podcast?
So the only thing I want to say is you're not alone. The challenges that you're going through, you are not alone. A lot of us are going through it at the same time, or we've been through it. So speak up, share your challenges. There's always a solution, and every challenge has a solution. So please come and talk to us, or talk to your friends, or just talk about it.
Okay, so if you want to reach out to Kshama Singhi, she's a relationship coach. She's helping women and men also.
Yes.
Okay, women, men, and of course, others. So we must include, I always like to mention LGBTQIA+. There's many, many different beautiful creations of God. Anybody who needs help, please reach out to Kshama Singhi. And thank you very much, Kshama, for being with us on this show. And I would like to remind all of you that Reflections with Ruby Bhatia is a podcast exclusively for women right now, as of now. And we talk to women from all walks of life around the world about their journey. So if you would like to share your journey, your vision, your aspirations, your business with everybody, please contact us on 9923125531. You can WhatsApp me. And this is actually in association with IIW Inspiring Indian Women, which is a not-for-profit NGO based in the UK and in India, but caters to the world. So thank you, Kshama Singhi, once again for being with us. Wish you all the best. God bless you. Congratulations for everything that you've been able to overcome so far, and all the best for the future.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you for having me on the show.